Hey guys, thanks for joining. I'm so excited to be live for the first time here on TikTok and to talk about a topic that's really passionate for me that I have not had a chance to talk about before on this platform, and that's all about the law of assumption and tarot and how we can use the two and marry the two in order to get the best results. Now, this is a topic that isn't really explored that much inside the tarot community or in the law of assumption community, because the two schools of thoughts don't tend to cross-pollinate, but this is definitely something that I tend to delve into on my YouTube community, and I also do with my private clients. I just haven't had an opportunity much to explore this on the TikTok platform. So guys, thanks for joining today, and I want to delve into the topic a little bit more and invite some discussion, and you guys can definitely ask me some questions. But first and foremost, I wanted to firstly emphasize who I am. I'm Talzi, for those of you guys that don't know. I am a tarot reader, I'm a psychic, but I'm also a spiritual manifest mindset coach. And so what I like to do is I do like to use the cards as a very powerful tool for exploring the energies behind situations. They're definitely very real in showing us what's really going on, the past, present, and potential future outcomes of situations, people that we're dealing with, specific people in our lives. I am a person that focuses a lot on love and relationships, for those of you who know of me. But one thing to be mindful of is that whilst the tarot is a powerful tool and is always going to give you very accurate information, it's really the tool that should only be used to understand what is going on the current timeline, okay? And so when I talk about timelines, guys, let's talk a little bit more about manifesting and the law of assumption, okay? So the law of assumption is essentially a hermetic law. It's a universal law, and it really is all about the idea that everything on the outside is a reflection of your current state. Now, when we talk about the state, we are talking about what are our beliefs, subconscious often, that then drive our thoughts, our daily actions, our choices, our interactions, our assumptions, okay, and our energy, okay, and what we are choosing. Now, if we look at Law of Assumption coach Neville Goddard and the principles behind Law of Assumption, we understand that creation is actually finished, which means at any given time, there are infinite versions of you existing and infinite versions of a situation, a person, say your specific person, if we're talking about the area of love and relationships. So one thing to be mindful of is that the tarot is certainly going to pick up on what your situation is, what has happened between you and this person, what this person is feeling and thinking about you, and what potentially is going to happen next. However, I invite you guys to understand that with a bit of a shift in mindset and a redirection of focus, you can absolutely change and shift outcomes. The tarot is never fixed, and what I do see a lot in my comment section and in the tarot community and the spiritual psychic community that's not often addressed is the fact that when outcomes are showing up that are unfavorable, it is actually an invitation to go a little bit deeper into understanding what could be shifted in terms of mindset or a belief in order to shift a state, in order to get a different result. Now, if we talk about our beliefs, well, our beliefs are then driving certain thoughts and behaviors. And if we talk about creation is finished and the fact that there are infinite versions existing at one time of, say, a connection, it could very well be that if you're getting a tarot reading, for example, and your specific person, and they're showing up in a certain type of a way and you're feeling triggered or you're not getting the result that you want, that you are unknowingly selecting out of the infinite versions that exist, a version of you that doesn't get what is desired and a version of that person that is showing up and conforming in a certain way that is confirming that you don't get what you desire. So good afternoon, Shelneth. 6-3. Reading, okay, Switchblade 23. So today I'm probably not going to be doing any readings, but this is just an intro to the topic, guys. But I'm going to be coming on more regularly to do lives, and I'm going to be doing more what I do with my private clients, and I'll be doing tarot readings for you guys that are more focused on definitely tapping into your current situations, but helping you to show helping you with tips on how you can actually shift to get more desirable outcomes. Oh, thanks, Sheila. Fantastic. Let's just see who else has joined. Question, what's on your Feet. Oh, thanks guys. Yeah, I really love my Jordans. I'm a big fan. So these are the retro Fresh Prince of Bel-Air J's. I'm a big Jordans fan. What else have we got? Love that. Hey Geordie. Thank you. Thanks, Sheila. Oh, hey, Azadaventine. So guys, yeah, so moving on from that, so a couple of things that I want you guys to be mindful of watching tarot. So as I've already explained in the intro, tarot is definitely my passion. And it's very, very accurate. It's very real. And I've had psychic gifts since I was a little girl, and I really, really love using it. But it's a very powerful tool for you to tap into your subconscious and the characters in your show that are showing up. Now, when I say characters in your show, it doesn't mean that, you know, if we take the example with love and relationships, which is my focus, you know, if you're in a particular situation with a person or you're trying to create a relationship with a person, you're getting a certain result. They're not robots, okay, guys? So the tarot is going to very accurately reflect how they're feeling towards you. It's going to show their behaviors. It's going to predict, if nothing changes, how things could turn out, okay? However, as I mentioned, those outcomes can and will and do shift, and that actually it's in your control with a mindset shift, with a shift in beliefs, and with a shift in your state, okay? So in order to have a shift in the state, we need to look at, for example, if we're getting an unfavorable result, people keep showing up in a certain type of a way, we have to start thinking a little bit more about where is, for example, if it's very triggering, we need to be looking at why are we getting triggered. So if we're constantly feeling like someone is not showing up correctly, rejecting us, a big recurring theme in the tarot readings and the tarot community is, for example, ghosting, rejecting, okay, feeling unwanted, feeling unloved, feeling not prioritized. These are all things that we can shift, okay? So what I need you guys to be mindful of is tarot is going to be a guide to show you if something is showing up unfavorable. It's something that you have to shift from within, and then you can absolutely have the outside conform. So for example, some of the themes that I mentioned before around like rejection, essentially everything on the outside being a reflection of state, we need to examine what is our mindset, what is our belief about self. So this is where I say to you guys, so if you're getting a reading and you're getting a very favorable prediction, for example, this person loves you, this person wants you, I would say shift the focus to that, put the focus to that. If you find that you're being pulled up and down and you're getting triggered by certain readings, I invite you to go a bit deeper into that reading. If you're feeling like you're holding on to a version of self and a version of person where there is a trigger, there is a belief behind that reading, that they're showing up in a way where you're feeling rejected, you're feeling unworthy, which is essentially the thing. If we're projecting, guys, and we're seeing a situation as being ghosted, rejected, etc., then what we're doing is we're looking at the outside and we're wanting the outside to shift. And this is where people get very frustrated and they keep watching tarot readings and they keep waiting for the tarot reading to tell them something different in order for them to have something change. And this is where I'm giving you guys the magic, okay? Because the tarot cards are not the deciders, you're the deciders, okay? So the tarot cards will and do shift for you, the readings will shift for you. If you shift and you select a new version of self, and you step into the state of a person that feels worthy, deserving, loved, appreciated, and you can absolutely do this with recurring affirmations, and there are plenty of coaches that recommend that in the LOA community. And it's about getting yourself into the state that feels natural to receive that which you desire, okay? So something that we need to do is not get anchored into negative narratives, okay? Law of Assumption, I love it. Tam, thank you. And thank you, Zazu. Oh, and thank you, Sarah. I really appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Kylie. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Really appreciate all the support. And Nadia, thanks, guys. So one of my biggest tips, guys, is, and what I've really found has gotten great results with my clients, within my YouTube community, and personally, I would never talk about something that I hadn't tested myself, is, and this is actually where it gets really challenging. So something about the tarot and where we have to be really, really mindful with it. Like I said, it's a great checking in tool. it's almost like a contrast. So when things are showing up, like if you're using this to check into a situation and you are seeing something unfavorable, you're like, how's my SP feeling towards me? And you're getting some cards that are showing up like, rejection, or things indicating blocks, or things like they're not going to reach out or whatever. We need to understand that this is connected to a belief within us, okay? So again, we need to not anchor ourselves into old timelines and old stories. And what we need to do is we need to actually be objective and detached from what's coming in or what's being read within the energy. And we need to say, but I'm the ultimate power. I'm the one that creates everything. So this is when we actually take the power back. Now, the big mistake I feel with people that are not so aware of this, that they are actually consciousness and that they are the creators and that the tarot and the readings are just a reflection of where they're at, is that they tend to believe that the power is outside of them. Okay, so my tip, thank you, Alex. You guys are too sweet. So one very, very key component to this, guys, is if you feel like you're going round and round and you're getting recurring results in a specific situation with a specific person, I would recommend examining what your beliefs are around that situation, around that person. Sometimes we don't even have limiting beliefs generally. Say some of you might have great luck in love, but you have had certain experiences with a particular person. You're like, I love this person. This is my person, right? And they have shown up in a certain type of a way. Now, if we can take ownership and say that everything on the outside is actually us pushed out, it's a reflection of our state, then we take a step back and we say, okay, that's adjustable. Okay, I don't need to, blame the mirror, because everything's a mirror. What I can do is I can say, okay, I need to change my belief about self in relation to this situation. So there's a self-concept issue in relation to this specific person or this situation. And then I also need to, unfortunately, this is where things get really hard, I need to let go of old story around that person specifically. And this is where we can recreate our story about a person, and they will absolutely show up and conform according to what you assume and believe about them. But this is where things get tricky, guys, because we often have a build-up of experiences. Say you've been going round and round with a particular person for a long time and you have a very intense connection with a person. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. I really appreciate that. Sorry, guys, that I'm just banging on and I'm not checking the comments as much as I should. Bianca, I'm not going to be doing readings on this live, sweetheart, but I will be doing them. I'm going to be coming on very regularly, like probably weekly, and I'm going to start doing readings. I'm just like setting this up so you guys understand the format. So I'm going to be doing readings where we marry in, we're going to do the psychic channeling, the tarot on specific situations, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you guys to adjust things to get better outcomes. Okay? Oh, you're glowing. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. I really appreciate that. And Sheila. Okay. Yeah, love it. Okay, awesome. So I would say that that's the big challenge. Now, just to get back to the fundamentals, 3 things you guys need to understand. And this is basically the law of assumption principles, but it's going to be very relevant with whatever the tarot is showing you, okay? Number 1, you are the ultimate creator. Now, this is not a religious term. You are God, but whatever that means to you, you are source energy, you are consciousness, okay? You are the God of your reality, essentially. So everything that you are choosing on the daily, or whatever you're perceiving, it's coming from you, and you can choose differently, and you can choose how people show up in your reality. You can choose your story. You can choose who you are. And like I said earlier in the reading or in the session, guys, you can also shift the characters in your show, okay? Now, certain people are showing up and they are reflecting back to you something very unfavorable, as I said, but like once we understand that we're the ones that are creating, we can definitely then go and we can take a step back and think about what we need to shift about ourselves. So let's stop taking the focus away from us. Nobody to change but self. And it actually helps a lot, guys, to detach. I don't say detach in the way where you have to let go of an SP that you're trying to manifest. Okay, you absolutely don't need to do that. It's more like detaching from, say, that negative story or the obsession, because essentially the law of assumption, as I said to you guys, all things exist at once. If you have a desire, it's because it exists. Now, what happens is that gets in the way between you and a desire is you get anchored into a timeline where there is a belief, okay, a version of self you are selecting that has a belief that is contrary to you having what you desire, okay? And it's about self. So it could be a feeling of unworthiness. It could be a specific belief about that person being not good enough for that person. It could be conditioning. It could be past experiences that you have had. In some cases, it's trauma, etc. It doesn't even have to go that deep. It could just be, like I said, something like that. But then that drives certain assumptions that we're often unconscious of. So what we need to do is we need to understand first and foremost that we are God of our reality, that we actually have access to anything that we want because it exists already or we wouldn't want it. And then we need to look at how we can get out of our own way, okay? In order to do that, we need to understand what is the belief behind if something is showing up or triggering you in a negative way, or a person is showing up in a way that you don't like. And now, guys, I'm not telling you to entertain any versions of crappy people that are disrespectful or anything like that. It's controversial to say, but there's infinite versions of people existing, just like there's infinite versions of you existing at one time, because we're multidimensional and this is a multiverse. However, you can decide not to entertain that person, but take the lesson and take what's being reflected back to you and let them go. Or you can say, oh, but there's the part of me that really does love that person and want that person. And where is it that I'm needing to readjust myself in order to get a different version of that person, in order to select out of the infinite versions available, a person that I know is going to show up and conform. Does that make sense? Everyone, I am new to your page, but have watched loads of videos. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Hi, wow, what an honor. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all the support. I'm just catching up now. I'm so sorry. It literally pulled over. So, oh my gosh, that's so sweet, Marquita. Thank you. I'm so flattered. Sandra, cool. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Oh, you guys are making me blush. You're too cute. Oh my God, you're never on live. I know, I'm never on live. It's my first time. Everyone is a mirror, Nadia. Yep, correct. Exactly. So this is very empowering, guys. So one thing I'm very passionate about this, because one thing that I find really heartbreaking when I see often in the comments section, a lot of this kind of people feeling very disempowered, people relying a lot on the tarot to tell them. And so this is where you get very addicted to tarot, and it brings you up and down all the time. Does the tarot say he wants me, or she wants me, or they want me? Does the tarot say they're coming back? And I'm trying to help you guys, because the thing is, like I said to you, it is telling a very accurate story or a picture for the moment. And it is what you have created. So once we can take full accountability and we can say, you know what? I'm the ultimate creator. Things are showing up. Something's great, because you're manifesting all the time, guys. Manifesting is neutral. It's not positive or negative. It's just whatever your focus is on. Now, sometimes or often, because we're not conscious, like we're conditioned conditioned to believe that we are separate to things and that the outside is happening to us and not through us. We don't realize that. So things are sort of just on autopilot. Things keep popping up. Things keep showing up that are undesirable. Things are also popping up that are very desirable, and we don't have any resistance to them. We just think about things and they come about, and they can be very good. Some things are showing up and they're very neutral. But when we realize that we're conscious beings, okay, or that we are consciousness, so wherever we direct our awareness, things will show up, then we have a choice. Are we going to direct our awareness towards what is supportive of our desires, or are we going to direct our awareness to an old story that is undesirable, or an old version of, say, a situation that's undesirable, or really a reflection of an old version of us that's undesirable, okay? That's this, Kelly. I'm hoping my ex will reach out. Okay, Kelly, so what you're going to do is you're going to start changing story about what happened with you and your ex, and you're going to rewrite the narrative. And you're going to let go of all of that fear and doubt. So you have a choice here. I hope my ex is going to reach out, or they're going to reach out. This person loves me. This person wants me. Okay, what is this? Truly into me, and that's her thoughts. Yeah, is Dominica. Well, it is like I'm saying, Junkie. It is what you say it is. But I will, guys, I'm not going to do a very long live this session, but I am going to come back on more regularly. And what I will do for you guys is what I'm already doing with my private clients, and I will pull cards for certain people. And I will do these live readings, and I will pick up accurately what is going on, but I'm going to marry in what I've been talking about. I'm going to help you guys to shift the outcome. So really it's going to pick up on where you might be blocking yourself or limiting yourself, okay? Oh, thank you so much. It's like thinking and saying, yes, yeah, it is. It's the law of assumption, guys. I mean, to give you an example, whatever you assume or whatever you believe is going to show up in your reality, whether you're conscious or unconscious of it. So let's take the example of what I was talking about earlier. So just say we had an unfavorable experience, like you were going really well with a specific person, then they broke up with you. Maybe they went with someone else. Now, if we take full accountability for our experiences, guys, and I'm not giving people a free pass, but this is much more empowering than being a victim. If we can say, okay, maybe I have something within myself that didn't feel like I was good enough, because whenever we get these situations where we get cheated on or there's a third party, I invite you to look at, where were you insecure before? Is this a repeating pattern? Is this a repeating thought that you have about not feeling enough, about feeling like people leave you? There's all sorts of beliefs, right, that are not favorable to our desired result. And then things crystallize on one timeline, guys, because you have unknowingly selected a version of a connection that has to show up in a certain way. People are your mirror, so they're going to show up according to the part that you've given them, okay? Things will crystallize in a certain way, all right? But this is, it doesn't matter, and you can absolutely change it. This is why you can manifest anything. Nothing is impossible. There's infinite versions accessible at any given time. So it's all about the state that you're in. So if you can shift that state, you can absolutely manifest the X back. You can manifest away anything. Circumstances don't matter. But we need to identify and take responsibility for why things are showing up in our reality. Okay? Now, like I said earlier, if you don't want any, if someone shows up crappy, I'm not saying, you know, you have to entertain them. And I never say entertain someone dangerous or toxic or anything like that, guys. But I do say to you, regardless, you want to move forward and you want to move on with a shifted belief system that is more favorable and more aligned with what you're actually trying to achieve. What is the relationship that you want? Now you have the choice. You can try to shift it, shift your mindset and rework that situation and shift into a different version of that connection that had the undesirable result. Reselect the new version of them and you, okay? Or you can take that, what was shown to you, and you can shift for the better. So this is where we don't need to hold on to any resentments and whatnot, or blame, or project. Just got the number one. Oh, is P going to ever be with me and only me? Well, Lele, I don't know. I think you've just joined, but I encourage you, if you can go back and watch this live later. I've just talked a lot about how it has a lot to do with mindset and what you believe, honey. And I'm not going to do the live readings today, but I will come back and do some readings. So, but I don't want to do readings for you guys in the way where I'm telling you that the outcome is fixed. I could tell you if nothing changes, like if you keep getting the same results, like guys, let's talk about ghosting. Let's talk about hot and cold. Let's talk about things like that. If you keep experiencing the same cycles in situations, let's talk about how you can shift that. Because what about if you knew that you could? What about if you knew that you could change your mindset, or you would react differently to certain situations? Because sometimes also, guys, we have a filter on according to, again, what's our state? Our state is made up of our beliefs, subconscious often, that then drive our daily thoughts, our actions, our interactions, our reactions, our energy, and our assumptions, the way in which we view ourselves, the way in which we view ourselves in relation to another. Okay? Your readings, they are spot on. Oh, thank you, Shilapa. I really appreciate that. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. How do you change them doing no contact? Okay, you start putting yourself in the state of a person that receives contact and is worthy of contact, is worthy of consistent love, look at what is being triggered, guys. So that's what I always say to my clients. It's like no contact, for example, for sure. I'm not denying that that's the reality of the situation that you're in. Say you're not hearing from someone for weeks at a time. Sometimes people say no contact, and I find it funny because they don't hear from someone for a day, but they're filling in the gap with certain assumptions. So regardless of whether it's 3 weeks, 3 years, or 3 days, or 3 hours, we need to look at how we're reacting to certain situations, and then that is what is being perpetuated in our current 3D physical reality. So if you have an assumption that someone is rejecting you, or you have an assumption that someone, or a belief about that person that they don't want to talk to you, and that's again coming from something within you, you feel like you're not worthy, or you're feeling like rejected or whatnot, you need to change the story of self. Put yourself in the state of a person you absolutely receive consistent contact. You are their favorite person, because it's much easier also to change story of the person you're dealing with when you change story about you, guys. That's the other thing, because you can manifest anything. Wherever your focus goes, it's going to crystallize. So if you keep saying, they text me, 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 and there's some great coaches online that are going to give you tips on how to do that, because manifesting is real. Whatever you focus on, awareness, wherever our awareness is, things are going to crystallize. You will get the result, but if you don't change your self-concept to be that person that is knowing that you're worthy and deserving of consistent love, consistent contact, commitment, whatever it is that you're looking for, well, this is when we get quote-unquote hot and cold behavior or inconsistent results with certain people. No contact is best contact with a narcissist. Yeah, guys, I mean, I said earlier, like, you know, I'm not encouraging anyone to go towards anything that's unhealthy. As far as labels, I talk to my clients a lot about this. I'm not denying narcissists and all that behavior. I've been through some crap myself, otherwise I wouldn't do the work that I do. But I have to tell you guys, there's infinite versions of self and infinite versions of connections. Now, again, let's take more so the experience and say, well, what was being mirrored back to me? Let's not focus too much on the person, narcissist, bad person, etc. Let's talk about what is the version of me that's worthy and worthy of receiving respect, loyalty, commitment, trust. Often with narcissism or those experiences, we have sort of people that are showing up one way and not sort of being very truthful, very honest with us, right? Or love bombing, all of that. So what's the version of me? So I don't need to then take those assumptions and then move forward and carry them forward on the same timeline and have new experiences that then reflect back an old version of self. Do you guys know what I mean? This is where the law of assumption is really essential, because sometimes, you know, it's like we hear that certain people like to say, why do I always get that same person? Why do I always get cheated on? You know, I always get ghosted. I always get this. Now, the always. So the assumptions, there could be that there's been an unfavorable experience. Now, it could be controversial, guys, for you to hear, but if we can take full accountability for whatever the belief is that's connected to those experiences, and that's a belief we have about self, that is then making up our state. And if we don't change that, then we have repeat experiences, because we're going into new experiences, making assumptions about self and others, and then selecting. Again, guys, for whoever's just joined recently, I talked a lot about how we can select infinite versions of situations and infinite versions of self at any given time. But we might be unknowingly selecting a version of a situation where the mirror turns into the monster, because absolutely that person will start to show up and conform exactly according to what you assume. I am saying, based on what I am wanting, I'm going through in my life, can I get a card, please, for a breakup? Michelle, sweetheart, yeah, thanks. I just explained to you guys that I've just come on today to just do kind of like a really quick breakdown of tarot and law of assumption and how I marry the two. But I'm going to be coming on much more regularly and doing lives, and I will be doing tarot readings for you guys, but I'm going to do it this way. And that's why I thought it was important for my first session to come on and explain that to you guys. Okay, so no live tarot readings today, guys. I'm sorry, though you can go and watch my videos. But I will be coming on to do more lives, and I wanted to offer you guys a little sort of taster of like my style. And if you are interested in seeing how this operates, I am on YouTube, guys, so I do regular love readings on YouTube, but I I marry in the law of assumption on there. I just haven't had the opportunity to do that with my TikTok platform yet. And that's why I'm going live today to talk a bit more about this. And I definitely do this with my private clients. So this is so encouraging. Yes, I think it's really empowering, right? Really looking forward to seeing. Yeah, thank you so much, Kelly, for sure, for sure. I mean, I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do this for you guys like weekly. So maybe on the weekends. I'm over in LA. So maybe around this time. Same name for YouTube. Yeah, YouTube's going to be Tulsi Tarot. Thanks, Linda. Will you start doing live reading too? On YouTube or here? Manny. I watch your YouTube videos. You're always spot on. Thank you, Rylan. I appreciate that. Oh, thank you. On here. Yeah, Manny. So I'm going to start coming on more regularly, and I will be pulling cards for people, but I'm going to do it this way, as I explained. And if you guys want to go and check out my YouTube readings, you'll understand what I mean. So on YouTube, I do person on your mind. How do they feel about you? How do you feel about them? And I do predictions. But during the readings, I explain to you guys about how you can shift the predictions or what you need to look at in order to shift the predictions where things are showing up that are unfavorable. I love this. I've been looking for someone that combines. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Mel Canati. Yeah. I mean, I just feel, yeah, you guys, the tarot, it's a tool, okay? And even for me, it's a tool because I'm not going to deny we're all psychic, guys, so there's nothing special about me. It's just some of us, you know, we're maybe a little bit more tapped in. It's part of our soul path, and I'm passionate about this, and I love psychic readings, and I definitely use these as a tool. They're a tool because I channel information, but what I'm doing is I'm channeling information based on what's being created, what's being selected, what we're essentially producing, okay? That's why I'm saying to you, so whilst the tarot cards are always, it's not a lie, they're going to accurately reflect your SP's feelings towards you, but you're still selecting a version of a person that's feeling that way. Now, what I think it does help to do, guys, is sometimes we have assumptions that person doesn't love me, and the tarot cards are going to say, well, yeah, they do, but they're not coming back immediately, or there's divine timing, or all this stuff. I don't really believe in divine timing, guys, because the truth of the matter is if everything exists all at once, which I believe it does, if creation is finished, then there is already a version of you existing that's with that person. But what I'm saying is what's going to happen is there's the part of you that believes that person loves you, and that feels good and true, and it is true. And then there's the other version of you that believes that that person doesn't really want you, or it's complicated, or they need to do this, or they need to do that, or they need to heal, or you need to heal. So essentially it's whatever you believe, and you're going to be selecting the version of that person from whatever you believe, and they're going to be showing up in your reality, your current physical reality out of infinite. They're going to be showing up to confirm that. Love your readings. You are just the same as your recordings. I said on YouTube, Cappy. I love how... Oh, thank you so much, Tweety Rose. You know, I'm a Cappy son. So, love from one Cappy to another. You're one of the 3 people I love. Oh, thank you, Emma Sam. I really appreciate that. Oh, Tweety, you know. Okay, cool. Cappy's son, Taurus rising, Sag moon, Mars and Venus and Pisces. Almost everything in the 8th house, which is why I'm a nutcase. This is great. We're learning. We all love you. Oh, you guys are so... Yeah, I love that. Do you do paid minis? I don't do the minis, guys, and the reason why I don't do that, and I get a lot of DMs about like doing like just real quick readings, you know, like or 5-minute readings and all that, is because I'm not like doing readings like those yes, no kind of things. I really do coaching in my private sessions. And I don't know if anyone on here has had a private reading from me. A lot of my YouTube community has, so they get it. I just feel those mini readings are reductive. Like, you want me to get, you're going to say, is he going to reach out? Yes or no? Does he love me? Yes or no? Does he want me? Yes or no? Which again, I think is contrary to the direction I'm trying to take my path and how I want to empower you guys. I can definitely give those quick answers, but what's it going to do? It's going to take you away, and you're going to think, okay, because the tarot reader said yes or no, then it's fixed. And I think that it's a lot more complex than that. Hi, can I have a love reading? Hi, Vicky, sweetheart. I'm going to start doing live readings more in the future. I'm going to try to come on here weekly and combine law of assumption with my tarot reading. So I will be doing the live readings, but I'm going to be psychically channeling what's going on, and I'm going to give tips on how to shift where things aren't going so well. Guys, sometimes things are going great. So the other thing I want to say is I'm not demonizing it all tarot. Like I told you guys so many times, I absolutely love it. You just got to check yourself, right? So if things are showing up and you're loving the way that the reading is going, or you know something feels really good and resonates and is right, and it's like, oh, this person loves me and this is how it's going, just focus on that. Don't focus on the things that are popping up. If things are popping up, it's probably the truth. Like if it's resonating, if you're like, okay, they're off, they're stuck in a difficult situation, or there's a third party. Okay, that's the current reality. But like, let's say that that's the version of a person you selected. So then we also can say, why are we triggered by that? Don't be triggered by that. What if you knew that you could change anything? What if you knew that circumstances don't matter? So go take that then, go away. Don't let it pull you up and down and go, oh, that means it's impossible. Oh no, like the tarot said again that they're just never going to leave the third party. The tarot is not the decider. Go away and say, F that. I'm not allowed to swear on lives, guys. Go away and say F that and say, no, it's triggering you because you created it. Sorry, guys. Again, and you can agree or disagree. I'm on here doing this from a different angle. If we take into account law of assumption and we say, okay, everything on the outside that has shown up in our reality has come from a reflection of state. And if you had a belief within you that you're not chosen, that you're not enough, that you're not worthy, you're not the chosen one, or an unrequited love story, a rejection story, and this person keeps reconfirming that to you because you keep watching tarot and getting triggered when you hear that a person isn't leaving a third party or something like that. The trigger is showing you the unfavorable feeling, the belief, that then keeps getting reconfirmed. So you can also take it with a grain of salt and not be affected and be like, actually, I create my own reality, and I created that, and I also know it's changeable. And guys, so if the tarot at any time, it's too hard to do what I'm recommending to you guys, stop watching the tarot. Okay, take a break, recenter yourself, have a look at what story you're creating about you, change assumptions about self, and rewrite the version of the connection that you're dealing with, okay? Take it away, because we often get very anchored into these old timelines, these old stories, and it can be very hard for us to change the belief when we keep looking back on what's happened or what's been done. That's when we keep getting re-triggered, all right? We keep feeling the same. We keep feeling that same rejection. We keep feeling that same hurt, and that's because we're anchored into old self. And if we say that we produced a result because of old self and an old belief, guys, like I'm not enough, and then that person confirmed it because they showed up as a character in our show, we're really getting resentful because we keep going back to that old story because we haven't changed self. Do you get what I'm saying? Makes sense, Tweety Rose. Thank you. Yeah, awesome. Oh, thank you for all the roses, guys. I'm so sorry. I've been talking non-stop, and I don't want you guys to feel like I don't appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I really think I need to take a break as my newsfeed is all tarot. Yeah. Okay, Kelly, for sure. Yeah. Ending a relationship means choosing yourself and your path and choose. Yeah, absolutely, Brother Bob. Okay, so listen. Let's talk also about the fact that your higher self always knows what's good and right for you. So I do think that let's talk about the spiritual element, because sometimes clients come to me and they say, well, is this for my highest good? Now, let me tell you something. I think, coming back to the principle that anything that you want, you can have. Your desires are meant for you, whatever your desires are. So I don't judge this is the best, this is not the best, okay? I don't think going to a reader and a reader saying to you, yes, that's the best person, or no, that's a crappy person. I don't believe in that. That's not the way I do it. I think if you want something, you got it, because it already exists. Now, if you do the work on yourself and your self-concept is very high, okay, you can manifest a person back in, you can stay in a relationship and a person can conform, or you can realize that you can have anything you want, and your soul might be pulling you to make new choices and manifest in or select new versions of connections or new types of people where you feel pulled that take you to a higher level, okay? But I don't think it's about, it's all about choice, guys. The choice is yours. Everything you desire, you can choose it, you can have it. You can choose to stay with people, you can choose to leave people. It's all about self, and it's all about deciding who are you, and that's all about you guys, okay? What's authentic for you, what's true for you, and what do you desire? Because your desires are different to my desires, okay? And your desires are meant for you, and that's awakening. So when we talk about like soulmates, twin flames, all that sort of stuff, I'm not going to deny them, guys. They're very, very real. I've been through all those experiences. The truth is they're very intense connections, and they are meant to wake you up. But then we're not supposed to go and say, oh, I'm not with that person, say the twin flame community. I'm not with that person because they're not healed, or we have this divine timing story, and if they heal and I heal. And so it's torture, right? It's this agonizing thing of separation and going around and around. No. Okay, there is no difference between any of those types of connections. If you have a desire, like I said, you should have what you desire. They might be more intense, more spiritually inclined, whatever. But ultimately, what is awakening, which some of these connections do, it's awakening to self. It's awakening to the fact that you are pure consciousness. So guys who have just joined, who have only just joined and didn't catch the early part of the session, I talked a lot about consciousness, and so you can go back and have a look at that later in the replay. Can you attract an apology from someone? No, you absolutely can. Okay, so you have two choices. Like I said, you can manifest anything you want. If you want a person to apologize, you absolutely can. However, what I would say is think about what you want. If all you want from a person isn't an apology, okay, that's fine. But if you want to have, say this is an SP and you want to have the most amazing connection ever, and they've quote unquote done you wrong in some way and hurt you, again, I'm not excusing bad behavior, but like if you want to manifest that person back in differently, you have to allow them to conform, and you have to assume that they are different or can be different, because if you can shift, you have to understand that person can shift. Now, if you stay anchored in the old story and keep going round and round in what they did and how they hurt you, well, essentially you could get that apology, but if you haven't let go of old self, an old version of them, well, you might get that apology, but you might go round and round. You might get repeat behavior. Does that make sense? I love your Jordans collection. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love my Jordans. Oh my God, this resonates completely. Love this. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Tweety. Okay, cool. How long have I been on, guys? I've got my friend coming over in a sec, and we're going to go out and have some lunch. I love this. Thank you. It does make sense. Will my divorce be amicable? Okay, Damo, again, coming back to what I said. So if I pull, and I'm not doing live readings today, if I pulled the cards, I could get one answer, okay? But what I would say is shift your focus if you want your divorce to be amicable. So all this information that I'm giving you guys, it doesn't just apply in romantic situations. The outside is going to shift for you, all according to your state, your beliefs, your assumptions, okay, where your focus is. So if you want to have a result, like say you want to have an amicable divorce, okay, you have a choice in any moment. And even if you've had a build up of experiences where things haven't gone very nicely with a specific person, say the divorce, you're worried because you're like, oh no, is there going to be a conflict? Is there going to be trouble, money issues, all that kind of stuff? You could have a choice. You don't know yet, right? And if there's infinite realities playing out and infinite possibility, why would you choose to focus on the reality or the possibility crystallizing that things are going to crap, okay? Now again, the cards would still be able to pick up on what's manifesting at a current frequency, so where your focus is and where that person is. But like I said to you, what about if you knew that you could shift things and start deciding and observing? And even quantum mechanics talks about this, guy. So where you observe, this is where you build momentum, right? This is where you get results. This is where things crystallize. Where are you, Talsy? Are you not in Oz? I'm in LA, sweetheart. I am Australian, though. You don't get lawyers involved. Yeah, a demo. Sorry, someone's responded to demo. Is this a collective? Neville Goddard. That's this. Joined. I feel bad because so many people are joining and I may have to hop off like real soon. I actually, guys, just wanted this to be a real quickie as like an intro, but I am gonna, like I've mentioned earlier, I am gonna come on hopefully weekly on the weekends and just like sit on and do some more like actual live readings with the cards. And in the meantime, for any of you that want to go and see how that works, like how I combine law of assumption and tarot, you can go and check out my YouTube channel where I post regularly love readings, and I do exactly that. I just haven't done this for my YouTube community before, so I just wanted to hop on today to say hi and just like give you an intro. And also, I guess I was a bit nervous about going live, so I really love all the support you guys have given me. What's this evening? Hi, how can I call my twin back? Okay, Miss Ward. I think go and have a look at the replay, which I'm going to make available. Oh, Teddy Bear! Thank you so much. Oh, that's so beautiful. You know, guys, I'm not even familiar yet with much of this TikTok live function, but I can see all the lovely gifts and presents, and I'm really appreciative of you guys. It's so sweet. What made you leave Oz? I've lived in LA 3 times, no diggity, and a lot of my clients are based here in LA in the creative business, entertainment business, and also most of my clientele is international, so I'm on the right time zone for the Zoom calls and whatnot, and LA is just like home. Can I have a relationship reading, please? Okay, Amy, I'm going to start coming on more regularly, and I will do the cards. But again, please understand that I'm going to be doing these in a different way. I'm going to be doing cards with law of assumption. Can you include the initial part of the live and the replay? Okay, I just got the number 3 gift of edge. Pia, oh, thank you. Became the number 2 member, yay. Thank you so much for sharing your light. Thank you so much, Sheila. Okay, Miss Ward. All right, so even with twin flames, and I've been through the twin flame experience, Miss Ward, so I get it. I'm not denying the thing with the twin flames. I had a full-blown like twin flame Kundalini activation. That's how I had my awakening. I was psychic when I was a little girl, but I was just had a normal life, was asleep, and then I came into contact with a twin that full-blown, I had the awakening. So I'm not denying the experience, but what I think I have said is relevant for twins, for soulmates, for anyone. I really think you need to take the focus off the twin, and it's not about worrying if the twin is going to do their healing and all of that. There is a version of you and the twin that are together, just like there's a version of you and any other soulmate or any other person where things are playing out differently on another reality. And I think the mistake within the twin flame community is to, at least if you are like me and you believe in the law of assumption, I think that community tends to make you feel like you're on this never-ending unrequited love roller coaster. And I think we should treat the twin flame experience the same as we would treat the experience with any other person. If we're pure consciousness and we can essentially, if we have a desire and we have access to that desire at any time, then why wouldn't we apply that principle to the twin flame or the soulmate or the whoever you want, whoever the F you want? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, spot on. Thank you so much. I love watching your readings. Oh, I think you need to treat a twin flame as if it was anyone. Exactly. Treat the twin like it's anyone. That's it. Love it. Spot on. Thanks, Melissa. Hello, Bella. Dawn joined. Oh, guys, I feel bad because I'm actually going to have to get off. And so many people are joining. But I do love you guys so, so much. Thank you, Bella. I appreciate that so much. I love that you do. I'm going to come back on, guys. I think what I'll try to do is I'll come back on maybe every Sunday around this time if this is a good time. And I'll still be doing, obviously, like my little minis on my TikTok page. But try to apply the advice that I've given you, even with my readings, guys, okay? So literally, it's just a snapshot of the energy of what's going on in a current situation. If there's anything unfavorable, you take the power back and you change the story. Okay, thank you. Why is this teddy bear dancing? Like, I don't really get it, but I know that it's a really good thing, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Any twin readings up at the moment? It's 5:30 a.m. in Brisbane. Oh, Oh my gosh, love from LA to Australia, my native land. You're amazing. Thank you for your readings. Oh, can you still feel someone around you, or am I going mad feeling it? What do you mean? You're the best. Oh, thank you. Love from UK. Love from LA to UK. I love all of your readings. Oh, thank you, Sita. Hi from Northern Ireland. Oh my gosh, I'm dying to go to Ireland. I've heard it's so beautiful. 6:30. Gosh, you guys are all up so early. You know what? I wake up at 4:30 or 5 a.m. every day, so I'm an early bird. So you are welcome. Oh, thank you. Okay, sorry guys. I only went quiet because I'm trying to catch up on the comments. All right, guys. Well, I love you so much. I'm going to go and grab some lunch with my friend. Oh, from South Africa. Oh, I just love how everyone's just from everywhere. It's so cool. Feeling around me. Oh, the energy. Yeah, you'll always feel people's energy, hun, because the truth is there's no separation between us and them. However, what I was explaining before, you can feel someone's energy, but you can also control the story behind it. So you might be on a timeline with a person and you're feeling them, and telepathy is very real, and the circumstances are also very real that are playing out in your reality. But like I said to you, there's also, you can access at any time a new story or a new version of your connection. You're never separate from anyone, and that's actually, you know, a supportive point to what I'm saying. You can feel them because there's no separation between you and them. You also, with your thoughts, your attention, your beliefs can shift and access a new version of the connection. If you feel like, oh, that I feel them, but they don't want to talk to me, they're not talking to me, why are they not talking to me? What about if you shifted and you were like, I feel them, we have telepathy, we are soulmates, they love me, they want to talk to me, okay? Because whatever you're choosing, whatever your energy is, whatever your story is going to continue to be reflected back to you, okay? You're still in control. I'm going to go into this a bit deeper. Like I said, and I want to do the readings for you guys. So we'll see how this goes as we go along with the format and everything. But I'm going to continue to talk more and more about like the mechanics of this and do the cards and everything else and marry them all together. Thank you for all that you do. Oh, thank you. He's going to contact me eventually. No, circumstances don't matter. Even if someone says to you that they don't want to talk to you anymore, guys, ghosting doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Everything is just essentially a manifestation of you. Love this story has changed. Change the story. That reading's the best. Thank you, Bella. All right, guys. I'm sorry to the people that are only just joining now because I am going to hop off. But I really love you guys so much. And I'll work out how to post the replay because I don't even know how to do that, but I will. First time live, guys, to anyone that's just joined that doesn't know who I am. First time I see you live as well. I know, it's wild, isn't it? Who would have thought? And I've been doing TikTok for a while. All right, guys, I'm going to dip out. I love you. I hope you all have the best, most amazing day, evening, wherever you are. Thank you, Stephanie. I will. And lots of love. Mwah. And I will see you guys soon. Love you too, Nadia. Bye.